don't know if this is going to make sense. So I start there.
Mm-hmm.
The way Jaden is built, he seems so, I don't know if fungible is the correct word. Like, he seems so loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's lanky, kind of. You know what I mean? And his arms and his joints all seem so like
the thing at the car
yes,
dealership.
the inflatable wacky arm man.
Yeah.
Like the way, and I think that's why some of the collisions look so bad is because like his body just flies around.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that helps him in these situations. You know what I'm saying?
It may because it doesn't. It's not crazy because think about this. You ever notice the people that get into car accidents that are sober always get more injured than the guy that's drunk? Because the guy that's drunk probably just think, like he's in a bumper car, like on a damn roller coaster.
Right.
But the other people see it come and they tense up. And when you tense up, what happens? You think you're fighting against stuff. You know, that's the same thing I say about the tackling, just like a punch. You know, when you just free with it, you don't have problems like that. But when you're not, you have problems.
So the good news there is Jaden doesn't need surgery. It's just now. Listen, that doesn't mean he's not going through some pain. I imagine this is painful.
Be pain. Hell, like Shep told you, that this occasion that's going to be some pain.
Right.
But but the thing of it is, those that can deal with that pain, they can get through that rehab better than the guys that can't deal with that pain.
Right.
You know, I think when you look at it, it all comes down to that. And every time we discuss an injury, what I always say, pain threshold. If you can deal with it, you can deal with it. Like I said, I didn't miss games. Never said I wasn't hurting. You know, but I was able to deal with it. And the great thing about it is, I didn't like taking medicine. So not liking medicine and God giving me the ability to deal with pain was a hell of a plus. Because if I wasn't able to take the pain, I would have missed a lot of games, believe me.
Right. Bickle just texted me, and I think this is true. Like, remember Gumby?
Yeah.
Like the old school movie?
Yeah.
Like just long and bendy and like, I mean, he kind of has some similarities there, and maybe it helped him in this one.
Well, when I watch him to go through his routine, and you'll see that coach, and they put that ball in his hand, and they stand there, and they bend his arm back, like that rotator cuff and all that stuff, to areas I'm not accustomed to seeing arms go that far back. So he does a lot of stretching, and the one thing I would say to anybody, I don't care, parents, the athletes, make sure you're stretching. Okay, Jeff talks about it, and Jeff do some weird stuff, so we laugh at him. But Jeff's right. If you stretch, if you can find a way to do any type of like yoga, Pilates, implement that into your game plan. I don't care if you're a football player, hockey player, whatever, because there are so many people that lift weights, but not many people stretch the muscles and everything around it. So if you can stretch more often, you'll take care of yourself better. And I watched Jaden doing all the different stretches. So that may help him out even better.
How about that wild arm exercise he does in pregame?
Yeah.
Where he gets his arm going like it's like a cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yes. When he's doing it real fast, but like you ever watch when they put his arm up here?
Yeah.
And then they come back with it? Man, look, I used to be able to do all that. Right now, I was just doing that. That hurt, man.
We've heard from a judge on this, Brian.
Uh-huh.
And a very respected member of the community says we look cool on TV. How about that?
All right.
And he says the word we're looking for is malleable. Jaden's malleability might be.
Hey, that's a good word, Judge. I don't know if I was even thinking about that word.
That's why he's a judge. When we talk about football. Shout out to malleability. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest here. I don't know if malleability is a word or if you just say someone is malleable. But either way, Jaden's got it, and it's good news.
Hey, if it's not a word, you mail into one.
The question here becomes, one is pain threshold, but the kid's proven he'll play through pain.
Uh-huh.
He played through broken ribs. Like, you know how much that S hurts?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Because you're still getting hit on him? Like, he played through broken ribs. There's zero discussion about his pain tolerance. Can we land there?
Yeah, the man's tough. He's tough.
Tough as nails. 2, if they're going to reevaluate after the bye, obviously you got this Madrid game to deal with. You got Miami. You got Waddle and Tua and whatever they've got. Achan. But to me, a lot of this hinges on what happens
in the
this
next 2
weekend.
games.
I think specifically this weekend.
I think this weekend, yes, and rightfully so. You know, if it's a chance you can come back and you have opportunity to move on, you want to be able to do that. And I understand people's mindset and thought process, but the world of football is different than the regular world.
Sure.
Point blank. And if it's not a chance, you don't want to put that risk. You know, if doctors come out and say, you know what, this was a clean dislocation, can't be injured much more, we'll wear like a little brace. Or I just saw this. I'm gonna say this real quick. You saw that punter kick the ball off his ankle twice last night?
Yeah.
That was awful. But if a doctor said we're putting on a brace or some type of, you know, something to help support it or whatever, you know, and he could deal with the pain, I can see it happening again, seeing him going out on the football field, I'm saying. Not saying seeing an injury, but they will do something to help support it. You know, because like when they said it wasn't a throwing arm and things of that nature, if you heard everybody talking about it, everyone, they specified that, because the throwing arm, different ball game.
Totally.
Non-throwing arm, you can get through it.
Yeah, man, it's really good news that it's not a significant problem for Jaden. The discussion on will he come back, I think, is very different. And I can hear the argument, yo, he's a football player. Mm-hmm. He should come back. It's a similar argument for those that were like, of course he should have finished out that game against Seattle. Yeah. He's the starting quarterback. What do you think he should be doing?
Yeah.
At the same time, though, he's a young quarterback and the future of the organization. And if they lose, let's say they split the next 2. You split the next 2, you're 4-7 going into the bye week with Denver coming to town, right? Mm-hmm. You're 3 games back in the division, and we'll know a lot more. I'm sorry, you're 3 games under 500. We don't know what they'll be in the division. Mm-hmm. Like, they have time to assess this, but I think I am going to approach it. Jaden's going to want to play. Period.
Yeah, that's the fact. And I think, but that is when the powers that be have to be able to step in, depending on the information they get from the doctors, to say yay or nay. And I think, I believe we have the proper people in place that will make the decision based off of that, not letting the player make the decision. You know, I think when people begin to compare the other situation with this one, that is the difference right there. He's not making the decision. He doesn't have a direct line to the owner and say, oh, I'm going to be out there.
Right.
You know, that is the complete difference right there, where I think they believe in the people they've hired to make the proper decision. I
agree with that. Well, and not that I'm defending Robert, because we all know what really happened in that situation. Mm-hmm. But by Shanahan drafting Kirk Cousins in that same draft, it also created this subtext of like paranoia in a lot of ways. Jaden doesn't have to deal with that. Marcus is a good player. That's a veteran backup. Like
Jaden doesn't have to deal with it, but I don't have a problem with Robert. I have a problem with everybody thinking that because a guy's a starting quarterback, he shouldn't have to have an ability to be in competition.
Right.
You know,
I hear
because
you.
every other
I'm just
player,
saying the RG3 Kirk thing was so unique.
It was unique, but every player in the NFL had to deal with competition. And if the like we always say, the quarterback is the best and supposed to be the best athlete, the toughest athlete, the more mentally tough athlete. But we don't want him to be in competition. If he can't compete, then I don't want him to be my quarterback. You know, but it's like every time there's a person behind a quarterback. I had this same thing happen to me in college. They brought guys in. I never cared one bit. When they brought guys into the NFL, I never cared one bit. Because if you're handling your business, you have nothing to worry about. And if they want to just replace you with somebody younger, no matter what the hell you do, they're going to do it no matter what.
Good news is Jaden has avoided any sort of major issue.
Yeah.
Gonna miss at least the next 2 games. I imagine he's still in incredible pain. That gotta hurt. But when you saw it and you saw the replays of what happened, it looked god awful and seems like
the pain subsides quicker than you think in certain injuries. It's just that
remember Shep telling us
when you move,
right,
it's a different thing, you know. And then again, they got some miracle medicine in certain levels of the atmosphere.
But I think at the same time, like, people won't do this, right? But let's all try to just allow ourselves to wait and see. Because people are going to, like, maybe we open the phones at 11. Jeff's got us opening the phones at some point. We're going to open the phones at some point. And
you say wait and see, and then you open up the phone line.
Because I think there's going to be a ton of
wait and see.
I think a ton of people are going to be like, shut them down, shut them down, shut them down, period.
Yeah, but that's the mindset of most people, because you know what you're doing? You are sitting there looking at what you would do and look how it is in your life. And I think
there will be other people that say, play him.
Yeah.
He's paid to play football.
See, I think that's why you have you as a reporter and me as a former player. You bring that mindset of the fan and the person. I try to bring the mindset of the inner workings of the sport. It's barbaric as hell. The way guys think, it is not what the regular person thinks. That's why if I see an injury, I'm like, oh, okay, he'll be back from it. Most people see it, they're like, oh, hell, he'll never play again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just different mindsets. And just try to give you both views of it to see what kind of decision you make. And then once you see something happen, you'll understand why.
I think a lot of things will probably hinge on what happens Sunday afternoon in Landover.
Yeah.
You lose that one, it's going to look a lot more difficult, right? And hell, if you lose the next 2, if you lose to Miami, and that at that point you'd be 3-8,
you won't see him.
And they're going to let AP and DQ make this decision, right? Because Jaden inevitably will want to play. But keep in mind the way this ownership group operates, the way Josh Harris has built his other teams in Philly with the Sixers and the Devils. It's a long-term view. They are not day traders. They're going for the long haul. My man Jeff is giving me a thumbs up that I'm not really sure what it's about. Thumbs up to you too, Jeffrey. Landfill's sick. He's not here. Is Jeff running the show? It's going to be exciting. It's going to keep us on our toes.
Yeah, we're going to be all right today, though.
Remember how good we were feeling after Ovi got 900 the other night?
Yeah.
They got worked last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
They got beat by the Pens last night.
But you know what, though, Jay? The mindset we have to get is not to be such emotional creatures. You know, hockey is, 80-something games?
Yes,
like
82.
And they're going to have the great games and the bad games, but you cannot just let your feelings go all the way with it, because you understand sometimes you play some games, you put a lot in, you're tired the next game. You may lose one.